She was walking beneath a pale sky. The street smelled faintly of rain and exhaust. Her steps were ordinary and practiced. The city moved on around her. Trash cans hunched against the curb like sentries. One can was dented and overflowing. It looked like any other piece of the street. Then she heard it. A tiny, broken peep cut through the noise. It sounded like something that should not survive here. She stopped mid-step. The sound trembled in the space between cars. Her heart skipped a beat. She listened again with sharpening attention. The peep came once more. It was small and urgent. She felt a knot form in her throat. For a moment, she hesitated. Habit told her to keep moving. Compassion told her to look. She crouched beside the can. The metal was cold under her palm. A sour smell rose up from the waste. Bits of paper and food pressed against the lid. She tugged the lid open just a crack. The peep answered with a weaker sound. Something moved beneath the litter. Her breath caught in her chest. She peered into the dark, cramped space. Tiny eyes met hers through the trash. A small, wet shape shivered there. It was a duckling, so fragile and still. Reality collapsed into a single, quiet moment. She realized a life was trapped under the refuse. The sound no one was supposed to hear had found her. She reached into the trash can and felt a small, wet body. She lifted it out with trembling hands. The duckling was barely moving. It shivered violently. Its down was matted and cold. Its tiny chest rose and fell in shallow breaths. It looked fragile and confused. Fear and exhaustion showed in its eyes. She knew time was not on their side. She wrapped the duckling gently in her jacket. Warmth came slowly at first. She cradled it against her own body. She spoke to it in a soft, steady voice. Her words seemed to calm its racing heart. She checked for visible injuries. There were no broken limbs. But the duckling was dangerously weak. She kept movement deliberate and slow. She carried it to a safer spot, away from the trash. She created a small, sheltered nest with a towel. She placed a gentle heat source nearby. She monitored its breathing and temperature. She offered a few drops of lukewarm water. It drank weakly, then rested its head. She knew that professional care was crucial. She contacted people experienced with wildlife rescue. She described the duckling's condition clearly. She followed their advice without hesitation. She kept the duckling warm and quiet while waiting. Every minute felt heavy with possible outcomes. She refused to give up hope. The small life had already changed her evening forever. She watched for signs of improvement. A small movement brought quiet relief. But she stayed ready for setbacks. The rescue had become deeply personal. The duckling's future remained uncertain. The duckling lay very still in her palms. Its breaths were shallow and slow. She wrapped it gently in a soft towel. Warmth moved through its tiny body. Minutes passed like hours as she waited. Then a faint fluttering took place. A fragile eyelid twitched open. Its beak found her finger and nuzzled. She whispered soft words to keep it calm. The breathing grew steadier and deeper. Damp feathers began to dry in the warmth. Small legs trembled and then flexed. The duckling turned its head slowly. It blinked as if surprised to be alive. Hope settled into the quiet room like light. There was no grand fanfare or applause, only the hush of relief and gentle care. She offered a drop of water and a tiny crumb. It pecked lightly and then rested again. The rescue felt like a private, quiet miracle. A single act of attention had changed everything. Small hands and a listening heart saved a life. It was a reminder of how fragile things are. Compassion often begins in the most ordinary places. One person paying attention can make the difference between being forgotten and being saved. She promised to keep watching throughout the night. She made a small nest by the window. Soft light warmed the sleeping bird. Neighbors later asked how the duckling was. She answered with a tired but happy smile. Even small acts ripple into larger kindness. The world often overlooks tiny cries for help, but attention turns silence into safety. Mercy does not always need a crowd. It often needs only one curious, caring person. That night, the duckling rested and dreamed. Morning would bring more tests and care. Slowly, the duckling raised its head. The moment felt like a quiet, private miracle. Compassion often begins in ordinary places. One person paying attention can become the difference between being forgotten and being saved. Like this video, subscribe to Wild Truth Files, and discover what nature hides in plain sight.